The Witcher is an embarrassment for Netflix. And for a long time, I was like, why did they even make a season 4 and season 5? I have a theory on this, which I'm going to get into in just a moment. It is a giant woke nightmare. That is the truth, and it is beyond anything we could have imagined. Of course, it was going to be cringe with the replacement of Henry Cavill with Chris Hemsworth and everything they were doing. Replacing a lead character actor and pretending like things are the same never works out for a show. It just can't. And so they just had an uphill battle to start. Probably should have just ended it there. But like I said, I have a theory why they didn't just remove it at this point. And let's talk about this. Hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things. This is your real fantasy news, my friends. If you want something interesting, a little better than Netflix, I have a Demon's Eye fantasy. And this is a classic good versus evil fantasy novel that I've made. It's available on ebook, print, and audiobook for you. And I'd love for you to check this out, my friends. This is good stuff, and this is what I do. I write fantasy and science fiction full time. So it's in the description below if you want to grab that today. Thanks for reading. All right. So, no one's taking the books away, my friends. Nobody's taking the video games away. Yes, The Witcher's showrunner responds to this backlash because it is backlash. And this is another woman taking over what should be a men's fantasy property, and it never goes well when this kind of thing happens. Lauren Schmidt Hisrich defended the approach taken with the show, replacing Henry Cavill, giving this interview saying that it's fine. You have the book fans, you have the video game fans, then you have the fans that knew nothing about this world till this show existed. And the truth is, we can't choose the audience. We have to remember what we're doing, which is a television show. So this is interesting. It's kind of a mask off that we're going to make this for our vision, not your vision. It's a television show. I know TV better than you unwashed masses of an audience. And that's Hollywood's hubris in a nutshell. And that's why they just never respect the lore in these things. They take these properties and they then get the brand, and then they try to force their vision onto things. Now, this season is a complete woke nightmare. Obviously, we have Fringilla Vigo, who is portrayed differently from her book counterpart, was described as pale skins in this, and of course, this change flattened the character and ignored everything that was going on with that, and just made everything into a diverse casting sort of deal. We have Yennefer, also, who is an Indian lady in the show. Same thing, not matching the depiction of pale skin and violet eyes. We have other characters like Triss Marigold and various elves and dwarves that are not aligning with the book or game visuals as well. They did this intentionally. It's the Netflix casting. They put it into everything. It's TV. You should just know TV, right? So she, of course, describes this universe as a melting pot of cultures and identities. Yeah, just like everything else out there. It's just the Hollywood vision. It has nothing to do with anything else. Next, we have all of the crazy LGBTQ plus nonsense in it. There's a romance between Jaskier and Radovid, these two men, right? And these arcs are about a guy pining for another guy. In the books, Jaskier is a heterosexual, and Radovid is a minor villainous character without romantic ties. So this is a, quote, gay love story that dominates the film time and shifts the focus from monster hunting to politics and, of course, the agenda. Naturally, there's even more with this. There's the references to trans or non-binary themes that appear in this, and this is absolutely crazy that they put into this sort of stuff with gender fluidity and pronouns in a way that feels anachronistic for a medieval-inspired setting. It's absolutely crazy. Of course, they have a bunch of lesbian craziness out there as well. Don't forget series storylines with the rats, another one with their, quote, found family subplot. We're going to make an actual spin-off show of the rats as well. A big problem for this entire situation with The Witcher. Now, what's this resulted in right here? This has resulted in something that is ratings level that is similar to The Acolyte. Look at this, 20% on the popcorn meeting from 500 ratings. Even the critics don't like it. Chris Hemsworth's quietly ridiculous turn is nonetheless perfectly attuned to a show that harks back to the days before fantasy was cool. Yeah, it's not cool. Perhaps it's fitting that we only have to toss a coin into our Witcher once more after this. Yes, and it's crazy. But you go into the top critics versus the all critics, and you always see this right here. Not very good from the ones that critics actually trust. And here we are, plot holes, weird pacing. Then they have axed Vesemir at this point. I trust the monsters more than the writers. That's painful. Like a cringe fever dream. This was so bad, they've disavowed everything the story stood for. Geralt getting emotional and acting out of control like a loser. The writing is so bad, it's like an A-level drama production. Episode 1 is dialogue is awful. Yep, they've ruined something that could have rivaled Game of Thrones. Sad. Look at this one. Immeasurable failure with The Witcher Season 4, which was once a dense, dark, coherent narrative marked by moral dilemmas and tragedy. The profound stoicism of Geralt in Henry Cavill's impeccable performance has become a disconnected and emotionally empty sequel. This new season breaks everything that made The Witcher unique: the philosophical tone, the weight of destiny, the emotional density, and the symbolic relationship between sword, horse, and honor. The new actor lacks the stoicism that defined Geralt, which is intentional, by the way. That silent restraint that communicated more than 1,000 words. His performance lacks soul. The character was once enigmatic and profound. It becomes just a purposeless shadow. It's frustrating to see how much potential was wasted due to the lack of artistic sensitivity and respect for the essence of the original material. Henry Cavill understood the universe with The Witcher better than the writers themselves. His departure revealed how much he was a moral and emotional anchor of the series. Now, this is pretty interesting because Henry Cavill has a reputation of, as an actor, of really, really delving deep into lore of things before getting into getting into the role. And that is his entire MO, and that's why he's so popular among fans. Obviously, he is working on some stuff with Warhammer 40K, which we're hoping will actually do honor to that universe as well. And he actually was rumored to have left this show because the writers were not respecting the lore and that there were creative differences there. So it makes a lot of sense when you see just how far this has gone off the rails without his grounding influence there. And this is what the fans are saying across the board. Now, already they are saying, the shills out there are saying that it's just getting review bombed, but these don't look like review bombs. They look like bad reviews. You could tell that at least some of these have actually watched the show and didn't like the direction that it was going. It's not something that, of course, is just a random passersby like they'd like you to believe. You get back into The Witcher overall, it's a 46% on the Rotten Tomatoes meter, and when you get into season 1 and season 2. It was pretty liked in the first season. Interesting on that front. You get into season 3, where are we at? 20% on season 3 as well. So it's very similar to what season 3 had in terms of this when it was already starting to go off the rails, and now it went even further. Now, like I said, at the beginning of this video, I was like, why would they even greenlight this at this point? It doesn't make any sense. What I think is the lady who is the showrunner here has enough clout with Netflix that she was able to, of course, just get this going. Maybe somebody actually likes her, and this allowed her to make this an agenda-ridden show that she knows that like people are going to tune out. It's done anyway, so they can get their woke messaging through and get this keep the woke going, keep the LGBTQ crap and the race replacement crap going without fear of any reprisal, because this is something that's going to be canceled anyway. They get 2 full seasons just to do whatever they want, carte blanche to write all their political nonsense into this stuff and just write all the stuff that they always wanted to, because it's going to be sunk anyway. And since they have that budget, they're just willing to do so and willing to push it further. So I actually think this was greenlit with the full intention of pushing this in this direction and causing this kind of scene, because they don't even care and they don't even need to make it go further. They're not even trying to make it go further. So this was something that was on the agenda to begin with. What do you think about this? Why would they put The Witcher in such a spot? Hit the like and subscribe button. Join us as we talk about all things your real fantasy news. And guys, check out my fantasy novel, The Demon's Eye, if you like my thoughts on culture and like my thoughts on writing. You might enjoy this. I'll hope you do. Check it out in the description below. We'll be back soon.